is up? Welcome into Driving the Line on Demand Saturday edition. My name is Alan Bell. We've got a great, quick little show for you. Get you in, get you out, and about for your weekend here. Apologies on the late start. Was waiting on college baseball props to come out. Apparently, it is going to be a little bit later. So here's what we're going to do for those. We're going to go live 1 hour before both games today. So that would be, what is that, 2 p.m.? All right, it will be live 1 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Eastern. Yep, that's correct. We'll go live, break down the props, everything that we need, but I have a couple picks for you here too. All right, before we get started, as always, take a look at how we did on Friday here, and bam, baseball. 2 out of 3. Florida State, Tennessee. I don't know what they were thinking. Setting the total at 10.5. They were crazy, but we grabbed 2 out of 3 there. Big Chuck, look at him. 2 out of 2 again. DG going 2 out of 3. Soupy, tough day, but my man's been crushing all week. No, he's going to bounce back. Okay. Major League Baseball, Saturday's home runs. Aaron Judge, plus 200. Juan Soto, 300. Alonso, plus 350. Giancarlo Stanton, plus 350. And Gunnar Henderson, plus 375. Yep, I'm going to eat the chalk. Aaron Judge, plus 200. My man is going to yard today. Although you could probably go Soto or Stanton, any of the Yankees, you'd be all set. But I'm going to go Aaron Judge, plus 200 today. Okay, our picks for Saturday. Rafael Esparza, Asia Wilson over 28.5 points. Charles Michel is on Spain at Croatia. Both teams to score at minus 110. Colorado, Austin over 3, minus 120. The coach is on Bryson DeChambeau, round 3, minus 110 over Ludwig Aberg. And Tyrell Hatton, round 3, minus 120 over Tom Kim. Soupy is on the Florida Panthers team total over 2.5 goals at minus 130. And Sergei Bobrovsky over 25.5 saves at minus 130. Okay. College baseball. All right. So 2-1 on Friday. College World Series, we sit 2-1. Postseason, we sit 26-12 overall, sitting beautiful here. You know what? Let's go ahead and grab some more. So only one play to add right now. Like I said, we'll be live 1 hour before each game today with more. But we still have NC State money line plus 115 pending from previous picks. Same thing. Tennessee gets the dub. Whoo! What a game last night. Look out. We're going to take, we still have Tennessee money line and Texas A&M money line at plus 135. Going to add NC State, Kentucky over 8.5 at minus 115. All right. That's all I have for you. Oh, wait. Hockey boys. Little added surprise. Let it rip.
I'm hitting you twice somehow, and it just feels weird. We're going just inverse show to inverse show. But finally, you get to see someone, well, actually two people, way more attractive and better looking than I am. So let's bring the hockey boys on here and get this thing started. So first up, my man, Robbie Hockey. How we doing, bud?
Hey, doing great, man. How are you, AB?
Man, I'm doing good, doing good. Marcus Wallace, how we doing, sir?
Fantastic, AB. Looking forward to this game 4.
You know what? I am too. And I'll tell you what, the back of me is not, because it's all dark, looking like we've got a sweep going on, about to just shut the lights and curtains off on this thing. So, Mark, I'm going to throw it to you. Let's go through your picks, and then we're going to break down how to bet a game 4 and some thoughts, things that, you know, novice bettors like myself need to know and pay attention to when you have a championship ceremony, you know, game that could happen. So, Mark, I'll throw it over to you first, buddy. Break down the picks. What you got?
You got it. So I'm going to start off with, we're going to take the first period under 1.5 at minus 120. Look, in this series, I'm trying to find that consistency. And this play has hit in all 3 games so far this series. I don't expect it to be much different in game 4, simply because we're going to get the same thing again. Florida's defense is going to come out and they're just going to smother Edmonton. Edmonton is going to look and try to ramp up the offensive production. And they just haven't found an answer to do that yet. So I think that kind of plays into Florida's hand as far as shutting down the first period. So I really like this first period under 1.5. First period under 1.5 at minus 120. Excuse me. The second one is I'm going to take Florida's team total over 2.5. Look, we're going to go with the trends here. This is another play that has hit in every single game this series so far. I just think that ultimately Florida closes this thing out, and they're going to do it by scoring goals. They're going to get at least 3 goals. I don't see this one being an issue for Florida at all. The last play I have, AB, is we're going to go Stuart Skinner over 25.5 saves at minus 120. This is really a hot and cold. It's been an alternating game for Skinner with his save accounts. Game 1, he had 15 saves. Game 2, he had 25. Game 3, he had 19. And I'm expecting in Game 4, with Florida trying to close this thing out, they're going to ramp up their offensive pressure in the second and third periods, especially. I look for Stuart Skinner to try to keep Edmonton close and get over that 25.5.
Yeah, makes sense, man. Makes sense. Robbie Hockey, throwing back over to you, man. You got a nice litany of plays here. Break them all down. What you got, bud?
Yeah, so really with the NHL playoffs, the only consistencies has been inconsistent, except for these plays here. Sam Bennett has hit in 8 of the last 9 games against Edmonton and overall. So I love that his point prop has not dropped. It's still plus 110 over a half a point. The guy is all over the ice. He's everywhere. And most plays that I looked at, they're like minus 170, minus 180, minus 200. So my plays on the board are consistent plays, but they're also good value. So we got Vladimir Tarasenko for the second play. He was also shooting. I think he had 4 or 5 shots on goal last game, and he had a goal. And his price is still at minus 140. DK is where I'm finding most of these DraftKings. So I'm still on him again. Connor McDavid can't hit the broadside of the barn, but he's shooting at it. He's still swinging. So that's all I needed to do. Give me 3.5 shots on goal at minus 115. It's a great price. I don't know if Edmonton's going to win, but he's a baller. He's going to come out. He's going to shoot the puck. I just don't know if any will go in. But I like his over 3.5 shots on goal at minus 115. Carter Verhaeghe is new to my list. So this is a guy who hasn't had a point since the end of May. But prior to that, he was on fire. He was hitting in like 6 to 7 games. He had a point or a goal. He was just killing it. I think with the game on the line, Florida needing to win the series in Edmonton, I think Carter Verhaeghe gets a point. I also think it's probably going to get a goal as well. And my last play is a guy that has pissed me off a lot this series. It's Leon Draisaitl. Kind of like Connor McDavid. He can't hit the broadside of the barn right now, but he is at least shooting at the barn. So I like his over 2.5 shots on goal at minus 130. Again, these are some of the more consistent props. They've hit in like 7 or 8 out of the last 9 or 10, and they haven't changed. Most of the other props I like are just too unplayable, minus 170 to minus 200.
So I'm glad that you just brought that up, right? So I want to ask you guys, and feel free to take this wherever you want, okay? And Robbie, I'll start with you. This is a Game 4 potential closeout game, and you just mentioned you were betting props that have been consistent throughout. Is there anything that we need to know? Like, do we need to continue to just like keep these numbers low, keep riding what we're doing? Like, take that, a little bit further, and then anywhere else that, you want to go that you see this series going in case there is, an Oilers win in Game 4.
Sure. So I mentioned last show, if you don't want to take all the props, if you're kind of worried about like the stat corrections and stuff, you can go to FanDuel and do alternate shot props. So from there, you can take guys at 1 shot on goal, 2 shot on goal. One that I ran the last time was Vladimir Tarasenko at 1 shot on goal, Leon Draisaitl 2 shots on goal, and Connor McDavid at 3. You basically take their number down a shot, and that will kind of give you better odds. It was minus 109. So you got a little bit of insurance. I know setting as an audience member, it's easy to say it's over. Florida's going to win, but Edmonton is still playing. And hockey, unlike basketball and Luka Doncic, who's just walking around, they're not going to just quit. They're going to keep firing away. I just want to see how Florida reacts, knowing, hey, we got this in the bag, or we think we got this in the bag. Are we going to close it in Edmonton, or are we going to go to Florida and close it out on the home ice? I know their head coach likes to be in the heel. He loves when they boo him. He just sits there on the sideline. He's like, come on, bring it. So perfect heel coach. I love Florida's head coach for doing that.
We got multiple heel coaches going on. Mark, same question to you, and take it wherever you want. Like, what do we need to know? What should we be looking at or for in the remainder of this series?
I think that I was looking originally at the Conn Smythe Trophy, and that's one of the things that we talked about in the Game 1 show is that, we have the potential for a Florida Panther victory for the championship. And actually, Connor McDavid winning the Conn Smythe Trophy, which is ludicrous. It just seems absurd when, hockey is the only sport where you could have the potentially winning team not have the MVP because they look at the breadth of the entire season itself, plus what somebody does in the playoffs. We haven't heard Connor McDavid's name being thrown around for the Conn Smythe anymore, simply because the entire Edmonton Oilers offense has been absent. You take the top four, McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard, and Hyman, who were the regular season top four point producers. In the playoffs, in the postseason this year, McDavid has 34 points, Draisaitl 28, Bouchard 28, and Hyman has 18 points. In this series alone, McDavid has 3 points, Draisaitl nothing, Bouchard has 1, Hyman is a goose egg. They've just been absent all the way along. And I think the Conn Smythe Trophy now, the favorite to win is Bob Vrosky, who's had the highest save percentage in a NHL championship series, I think going back since 1951. He's at 95.3% saves. So I just think that that's indicative of of how bad this Edmonton Oilers team has performed in these playoffs. And I really do like Florida here to close it out in Game 4. Unfortunately, there's no more value on the futures for the Conn Smythe trophies, so I'm just looking to take the money line for Florida.
Makes sense. I mean, now you reach a point where everything's just unbettable. Like,
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? You'd like to see, maybe a little bit of a series go on so that you can get those bets in. But
I will say the only way our Connor McDavid, Conn Smythe wins is if Edmonton comes back and somehow wins the Stanley Cup, and it's just him going off. So,
yeah,
there's
it would take a miracle, But
yes.
I hear in hockey miracles have happened before. So
well, it happened once in the Olympics, and I think that's probably the only miracle on ice I'm going to see in my lifetime. So
yeah, I'll tell you this: I think this Florida team might be better than the Russians and the Americans. This team can go, boys. Nice job. I don't know about that host that you have, but other than that, you guys did a great one. All right, everybody, we will be live 1 hour before each college baseball game on Saturday, and we'll do the same thing on Sunday. So I will see you then. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Cash these tickets. We'll see you in like 2 hours. All right. Thanks.